You can have a little candy jar on your table. I made just a few mistakes because I should know better. I've been doing this long enough. That is not how this pattern is done. Hey y'all, it's fall or almost fall, right? I mean, fall in our world as crocheters, but today is a different kind of video. It's Friday. It's been a week. You know, I tried to do 10 patterns, but the ick is going around our house this week, so I got close. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 8 patterns. Close enough. But today I just have a Halloween haul for y'all. I went through and found some cute patterns that I think would be really cute for markets. We're just going to go through these patterns and I'm going to tell you all about it. If you're new here, my name is Kay and I'm the maker and creator behind Hot Mess Homemade. So, let's get it started. First off, I want to mention these candy cuties back here behind me. By the time this video is released, they will be out. The bigger ones will be a paid pattern on her Etsy that is from Quack House Crochet. Thank you, Anna, so much for allowing me to test these patterns. It's been so much fun. But on top of these big old cuties back here, she also is releasing a free pattern today, August 22nd, for a mini version. How stinking cute are these? This one I did not put a keychain on, but you can most certainly put a keychain on them. They're so cute. You can do so many different variety of colors. I mean, as you can see back here, I've got my caramel cream, I've got a strawberry candy, I've got like an orange creamsicle vibe, I've got a lemon swirl, and then of course my zombie candy. I think they're so stinking cute. And they're so easy. They're all no-sew. The only thing that you have to sew on with the big ones is either the bow or the hat, the witch hat. See, these ones have the bow. This one has the witch hat here. And then the little curly cue here is just surface crocheted. The candy wrappers are surface crocheted. And they work up pretty quickly. And they're open, which I think is so cute. It gives it like a real candy wrapper vibe. So there's those. I had so much fun testing those for her. So make sure you go out and check her patterns out. That is Anna with Quack House Crochet. Check her out on her Instagram, and she has a YouTube channel. Run and grab that pattern, especially, you know, Halloween coming up. These are so stinking cute. You can have a little candy jar on your table. So the next on my list is this zombie. This pattern is found on notbadami.com. I think it is so cute. It was a different, you know, I have like the bee pattern. I could have taken my normal bee pattern and just changed the colors. But this one is like different. They actually start the black line really early on. So the head is very short. But it makes for a quick make. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be huge. It's just a cute little zombie. So, alright. Next one up is this adorable little Frankenstein squish. It worked up pretty quickly. The only thing I did different, I have a hard time when I do like patterns that were written a while ago, like before the no-sew thing was a big thing, you know, everything was sewed on, or before like baubles were a thing, I guess. I don't know. Um, things that are a little harder that don't need to be hard. Like I have a tendency to change those just a little bit. The only thing I did different on this pattern was these little bolts, I guess, or whatever is supposed to be in Frankenstein's neck. Um, they're supposed to be crocheted. It was like 6 single crochet in a magic ring, and then 6 more single crochets, and then sew it on. I'm not gonna crochet a piece this big and try and sew it on. I just made big bubbles instead. And I feel like it looks just the same. Like, this is the picture of the pattern. Here's my Frankenstein. Um, yeah, it worked out. It didn't take me all that long. It was really cute. This one is on crochet365knit2.com. But yeah, I think this would be really cute. I feel like you could do other characters in this style too. It would be kind of a cute idea. But anyway, so that's what, number 3? 5 more to go. Let's see. The next one on our list is. I thought this one was cute. Let me tell you. I made just a few mistakes because I should know better. I've been doing this long enough. I found this cute little candy corn mummy pattern. But if you look closely in this picture, they are done in a very tiny weight yarn. Let me see if I can find what she did it in. It says size 1 or 2 yarn, fine weight yarn with a size 2mm crochet hook. I don't understand how people crochet things so tiny. And it was funny because this pattern is only in a YouTube tutorial. So watching her crochet this tiny little, like, it's like this big piece of candy corn. But of course, you know me, I am a parfait chunky person. So I did mine in parfait chunky. I think it came out so cute. The only thing I would change doing this pattern in a plush yarn would be making the mummy bandage just a little bit longer. It seems to be long enough for her small little candy corn, but for some reason, I really, really, really had to stretch it. Um, it is a chain of 76 stitches, and then is it single crochet? I think it was 75 single crochet back down the chain. If I did this again, I would probably do a chain of 100 just to give you a little extra. You know what I mean? To wrap it around a little bit more. She also, in the video, she shows that you need hot glue. Not hot glue, super glue. I think she used super glue. It was like a yellow tube of something. Um, she never at any point says anything about putting eyes on because she glues the eyes in after. So I stopped and I put them in. I think she says further down like what rows to put them in between. So I stopped the video and put them in before I closed it up. The other thing too, she glues down the mummy bandage. I don't like using glue on my plushies, not even on eyes. I feel like it just makes a mess. It makes the stuff hard. Um, but what I ended up doing was there were the 2 tails, like from the top of the chain, and then where I finished single crocheting all the way back. There are 2 tails. I tucked them in here and tied them and hid it in the plushie, and then just wrapped it around, and then took a separate piece in the same color and just stitched it on. It took me like 2 seconds. But I feel like it's more secure. It's stitched on instead of glued on. Better feeling, not gonna be all hard and crunchy. But yeah, I thought it was super cute to put like a different spin on a candy corn. We see a whole bunch of candy corn out there. You could even take whatever candy corn pattern you like, and do the same thing. Just make a chain in an off-white. So, yeah, I thought that was cute. This one was found on mycraftybasket.com. Let's see, who is next? This one. Again, I said I did it a couple times. I found patterns that were done in very lightweight acrylic yarns. Um, and I just didn't even think twice before I started crocheting in a plush yarn. This next pattern I found through Pinterest. It was on a website called yourcrochet.com, but they had a whole bunch of different monster patterns with their links. Lots of different cute monsters, but for some reason, this one stood out to me. This one is Little Monsters Amigurumi by Marcella Hidalgo or Margurumis. Um, this is a free pattern on her Ravelry. I just thought it was so cute, and when I was reading through the pattern, it says that they're 2 inches tall, but again, she did it in a very lightweight yarn. Um, in plush yarn, it's more like 6 inches tall. I think it came out so cute though. Um, Definitely a fun spin on Little Monsters. Super easy to work up and definitely a different approach to these kind of attached legs. Any other pattern I know, you start with one leg and then you finish off and then make the other leg and then attach them and keep going. That is not how this pattern is done, and I thought it was so interesting. Um, I the arms the arms are after. It is something that needs to be sewn on, but like I said, I always try to make it as easy as I possibly can for myself, and I was going to crochet them in until I realized they start from the head down, so you have no idea where the legs are going to end up at or the face or anything. So the arms are definitely a sew on thing. Um, but it's like 3 or 4 stitches. It literally takes no time to sew them on. But yeah, it works from the head down, and you get to where it's time to do the legs, and I forget, there's like 36 stitches, I think, all the way around, and it tells you to do 9 stitches, skip 18 stitches, and then do 9 more stitches. So then it gives you like this cross where the legs split, and then you keep going and crochet one leg, and then you go back and you start another, like you add the yarn back in, you attach the yarn back in and do the other leg. And then it left like a little open hole on the bottom that you just sew shut. But there are a million different facial features. I thought that embroidering the mouth was going to be harder than it really was. It was super easy, just following the picture and following the stitches. Um, Especially with the teeth. I've never done anything like that before. Super easy. Once I got the teeth in, then I just took a little bit of white and did a couple little stitches to make the tooth look white. But look at this picture. Look at all the different kinds of facial expressions you can make with these little monsters. I just think they're adorable. Um, Definitely better looking with a variegated yarn. I didn't want to do a solid one, so I ended up using my pom pom yarn from Parfait Chunky. I don't know. I can't stop looking at. They're so stinking cute. And I feel like that being this size, you can definitely sell it for a little bit more. Because this guy took a little bit of time. But yeah, super easy. Then we've got, of course, doing a zombie. That couldn't be the only bee I did. We also have this Bumblebeetle juice. I thought it was so cute. And it came out a little bit smaller than the zombie. I believe because this one was written in Bernat blanket yarn. I could be wrong. But anyway, this one is by Fox and Fake Crochet. You can find it on their Instagram page for free. The next one is a pumpkin jellycat pattern. Um, I thought he was super cute with his little legs. I'm just not a fan of pumpkins like that. You know what I mean? I feel like at my markets, pumpkins just kind of get looked over. Like they're more of a decoration than something to buy. Um, so I thought, giving this guy some cute little legs would make him stand out just a little bit. This one is also on Instagram by Bammy Crochets. Um, this is definitely a trust the process pattern. No sew and free. So, um, with this one, you make the cute little legs first, and then you start with the stem. And this is the first time I've ever seen this. Any other pumpkin pattern I've done, you have to sew the stem on separately. Like they just start with the pumpkin and then sew the stem on when you're done. But this, you actually start with the stem, and I think it was like 4 rounds. In the fifth round, you join the orange yarn with the green stem and then just keep going with increases. But the funny thing is, by the time I attached the feet, the pumpkin was like this long. And I'm like, I feel like that is not right. He's like twice as long as he is in the picture. But I feel like once I stuffed it and put the indents in with the yarn, then it kind of, made it squish down. I think he turned out super cute. And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like giving him feet and even arms kind of makes it even cuter than just a plain old pumpkin. So, again, this one is on Instagram, Spammy Crochets. All right, then I have one pattern left, but it is technically two designers because I also made the same mistake with this, and the picture was very obviously done in acrylic yarn, but I did it in plush yarn. So this first one is originally this big in the picture. This is how big it is if you do a plush one. This is the, Halloween eyeball pattern. Free pattern by Twin Gurumi on Instagram. If you want a really giant eyeball in plush yarn, or if you use acrylic yarn. There's also I just think it's kind of gross, but in this pattern, and there's like, you finish it off in red and then you can make like a tail to make it look like, a detached eye. I just didn't want to get that gruesome, I guess. Um, this is good enough for me. A bloodshot eyeball. Um, but I also wanted to, because I was looking for something a little bit smaller. So I also found this, forgive me, I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it will be on the bottom of the screen. I found a smaller version. They actually wrote the pattern in plush. I feel like it came out a little bit bigger. I thought it was cute. It came out a lot smaller. The pattern is also written in French and English, so it was a little confusing at first because I was like, I can't read this. But on the next page are the English instructions. But yeah. And then I ended up closing it off in red just to kind of give it, but this one also had like a little tail too you could add to it. I wasn't going that gruesome. I just couldn't. So, but yeah, that is all my Halloween makes for this year. Um, Ones that I probably will make again. This one, definitely in like, I think it would be fun to do this in like, do these in like all the different superhero or even like princess, you know what I mean? I don't know. make like a character squish bin. Some ideas like that. Um, I might make this one again too. Maybe I'll give him a friend or two. We'll see. He was a cutie and is super quick and easy. No, so even better. Let's see. And this guy, of course. I want to make so many more of this in so many different colors. I wish I had more variegated yarn um to make this guy in. I think it would be super cute to see someone make this guy in like Bernat blanket or even like Sweet Snuggles or Parfait XL, like the really huge yarn. Like how big would he be then? But I don't have eyes big enough. These are the biggest eyes I have, and I was afraid that they might be a little too small. This is a 16 millimeter, and these are 14. So, yeah, you definitely need bigger eyes for this guy. But yeah, I think he's so cute. I can't stop looking at him. But anyway, and then of course, I also plan on having a cute little candy jar at my Halloween market. That's all I've got for y'all. That's my 8/9 patterns. You know, two of them were the same by two different pattern designers, but you know, that's how it goes. Um, thank y'all for popping on and taking a look at what I got for y'all for this fall Halloween season. Um, don't forget to press the button that looks like this. And if you're into crochet content, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. I hope y'all enjoy your week, and I will see y'all in the next one.